April 17th, 2015, Kids Sport in Swift Current held a special fundraising breakfast with special guest, Saskatchewan Roughriders receiver Weston Dressler. Weston, the Kids Sport motto is "So all kids can play." What is it about that made you want to put your support behind an organization like this?
I think back to my youth and how important athletics and sports were to me, and how fortunate I was, that my parents could afford to get me into every football camp or basketball camp, baseball, whatever it was. They were always doing whatever they could to give me the opportunity to play. And I know that not all kids have that chance. So a group like Kids Sport that provides those opportunities for young kids to get out there and get involved in something that can eventually lead to things down the road and mean something for these kids, it's something that's easy to get behind.
Skill testing question for you. What is the Swift Current slogan that's written on the sign as you drive in?
I don't know. Should have been paying attention, huh?
We'll forgive you if you win another Grey Cup on that one, but where life makes sense. Playing in the CFL, obviously looking forward to another season with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Last season you made your share of headlines returning to the Riders, and there was the big free agent story. There was businesses in Saskatchewan offering you all sorts of free things. Were there any of those that you took any of those guys up on?
There were a few. I didn't really search any of those out, but those that reached out to me after I came back, the free sandwiches at Italian Star Deli, places like that went out of their way to make sure that they followed through on their word was pretty special to see that.
What's it like living life day to day in Saskatchewan when you're that prominent?
There's good and there's bad. There's obviously just a ton of support from Rider Nation, the fans across this province. They're always behind us, and we always have that support group to fall back on. In the good times, in the bad, there's always those people there for you. And it can be a little overwhelming at times, just trying to go out to eat or go to a grocery store and running into more and more fans. But as a player, to have that support, you have to kind of make sure you don't take it for granted. And there's times that we do, for sure, but just kind of appreciate it as much as you can, because it's not like that everywhere.
Have you ever bought a bag of your own chips? And if you did, what was the reaction on the clerk's face?
I had never bought a bag of my own. They stocked me up pretty well, so I never had to go purchase any. But I definitely went through a few bags myself.
Sports fans can get pretty creative, and I know when you're sitting on the bench, you're dialed in. Were there ever any heckles from fans that really made you tempted to turn around?
Oh, there's definitely been a few times. I remember one time in college, coming out of the tunnel, come out to the field, there was some guy sitting right there, and he just kept saying, "Look at him, he's so little." And I knew he was talking about me, and I was standing right there, and I eventually just kind of gave him a peek. But there's some times that you have to chuckle at things that the fans come up with to try and get in your head.
What would your message be to that kid out there who's maybe heard you can't play because you're too small, or anyone who's ever heard he's pretty good, but, because your story is certainly one of overcoming the odds?
I think for me it's just about hard work, and do you want it bad enough? If it's something that you want to pursue and you want to go after and make it a goal of yours to play professional football, or whatever your dream goal is, you have to set your mind to it, and you have to work at it, and you can't just work hard now and then. It's got to be consistent. It has to be day in, day out. You're doing something to make yourself better.
Right on. And the question on the mind of sports fans across the province, how's the team looking this year?
It's looking good right now. It seems like every winter you get those hopes up and get excited about the upcoming season, but this year it seems like our front office did a great job of stocking the cupboards and bringing guys in that are going to compete for starting jobs and things like that. And hopefully we're able to put some things together throughout training camp and just grow as a team throughout the season and make ourselves better.